What's up, everybody? It is Amrinder Singh. Today, I'm gonna explain Sidhu Moose Wala's song Burberry. So, in this song, you would learn a lot of colloquial or Pindu style Punjabi as well. And this is one of my favorite songs. I think probably the most favorite song I play in the gym. All right, this was so energetic, this so gangster song, whatever. It's really good for if you are just doing the workout or whatever. Um, so I'm gonna explain this song, and recently I recorded when I explained Daljit the song called Morni, and I don't know which song explanation I'm gonna uh, release first or after. Maybe you already listened that song, the song Morning explanation. If you haven't, maybe you're gonna listen next episode because I already recorded. I recorded two other podcasts. One is about Punjabi vocabulary, and one is Daljit's song explanation. Now I'm gonna record Sidhu Moose Wala songs, all three. I don't know when I'm gonna post when, which one is first or second. Maybe you already listened those, or maybe you're gonna listen after that. All right. Anyway, so now I'm gonna explain this song. All right, Barry. So yeah, and another thing, the Lee song, it was so hard for me. First of all, I heard it first time. I heard real here and there about his song Morni, but I have to pull the lyrics of that song. All right, this song I'm listening for a long time in the gym. I think I'm good with this song. My ear get trained. A lot of meaning just automatically when you listening it for years. So yeah, I don't need lyrics for this song, and let's do it.
ਕਾਲੀ ਰੇਂਜ ਕਾਲੇ ਸੀਸਿਆਂ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨੀ ਜੱਟ ਦੀ ਆ ਕਾਲੀ ਆ ਸਿਆਹੀ ਕਾਲੇ ਗੀਤ ਲਿਖਦਾ
All right, so in his first lines, he was talking about ho he just say at the beginning of a lot of songs. All right, he said kali range kali sise nishani jat di. So kali range, so range, he was talking about his car, the Range Rover. All right, kala means a black color, but he is saying kali because a car is a feminine word. All right, gaddi is a feminine word, that's why he's referring. And then he said kali to the kali range, feminine word, a singular word. He used kali. He said kali range. He's talking about gaddi. And then he said kale sise. Now he said kale. So kale, he has used a plural because sise means a, so sisa means a mirror. It could be a windshield. All right. Yeah. So the window glasses. So he's talking. His like a window glasses of the car is also black. So it's a plural. He used kale. All right. Kale sise. A nishani jati. Nishani means a sign, or it could be a mark or something. So basically, he's talking about that's the nishani of him. Like that's the sign of him. If you see the black Range Rover car with the black, like windows. So it means he is in that. All right. That's what he's talking about. Then he said Kaliya Shahi. All right. So again, Shahi is, I don't know what do you call ink. Yeah, Shahi means ink in English. So feminine word Shahi. He has a black ink, and then he said Kale Geet lekhda. So Geet means a song. Here it's plural like a songs, and he said Kale again used. So he said Kali ya Shahi Kale Geet lekhda. It means he has a black ink and he write the black songs. Black songs means a gangster song, whatever, the songs of the death. That's what he is saying. All right.
ਲੋਕਾਂ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਵੇਚਣਾ ਜ਼ਮੀਰਾਂ ਅਲੜੇ ਛੋਟੀ ਉਮਰ ਚ ਗੱਭਰੂ ਦਾ ਨਾਂ ਵੇਖਦਾ
All right. So in next line, he said ਲੋਕਾਂ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਵੇਚਣਾ ਜ਼ਮੀਰਾਂ ਅਲੜੇ ਛੋਟੀ ਉਮਰ ਚ ਗੱਭਰੂ ਦਾ ਨਾਂ ਵੇਖਦਾ. Okay. He said ਲੋਕਾਂ ਵਾਂਗੂ. So ਵਾਂਗੂ means like others or like other people. All right. He said ਲੋਕਾਂ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਵੇਚਣਾ ਜ਼ਮੀਰਾਂ ਅਲੜੇ. So ਵੇਚਣਾ means selling. He said ਵੇਚਣਾ, na means no. All right here. So already he's referring to the girl. So already is referring to a young girl. All right. So he is saying he doesn't sell his soul. All right, like other people do. Other people do anything for money, but he was saying he doesn't sell his souls like other people. All right. And then next line is Shoti Umar ch Gabru da na vikda. Shoti Umar, Shoti means a little, Umar means a age, so it means a young age. So he's a gabru. Gabru means like a young boy, like the adult is a young adult. All right. So na vikda. So na here is mean it didn't mean like a no hit, not the name, Vikda means like a being sold or being sell. All right. So basically he's like his name is being getting sold in his young life, He doesn't sell his soul, but he is so big, his name just being sell in the world, His signatures, his albums, something like that. That's what he's talking about. All right.
ਸਿੱਧੂ ਮੂਸੇ ਵਾਲਾ ਹੋਰ ਸ਼ੈ ਮਿੱਠੀ ਐ ਬਾਜ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਬੌੜੀਆਂ ਚ ਬੌਂਡ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ
All right, so next lines, he said, Sidhu Moose Wala hor shai mithi. All right. So his name, okay, mithi, he's referring to the girl as like a sweetheart, and hor means something else. Or shai, okay, I think I explained this word in any other song. I think maybe Shob's song, I don't know. So shai, when we say ota hor shaya, all right, for example, you told me something about somebody, let's say about David. You said David is a very nice guy, but I know David very well, he probably does seems nice, but he is not, then I will say ota hori shaya, ota hori shaya. So it means you don't know him. Like he is more than nice. He's kind of complex person, He could be really a warrior, whatever. He could be a backstabbing guy. So we don't know. When we say Hori Shai, it means you don't know him. Shai, he could be dangerous. He could be dangerous positive way and negative way, something like that. So it means Sidhu Moose Wala Hori Shai mithiye. So it means as you see Sidhu Moose Wala, a singer, he is not like he is more than that. He is more complex. He is not just a singer. He could be a lot more than that. That's what he said. Shai, this word. All right. Then he said, "Baaj kithe bediyan ch bond hunde ne." All right. So baaz means a hawk, the bird hawk. All right. And bediya means I don't know what's the English word for that. So basically, when we see a prison, a person, you can see the chains in his, legs or in his hands. That's called like a bedding in Punjabi. I think you call it chains probably. So bound means like a, like a bound. I think English word like a, you can't cage them on, you can't tie them into the chains. I think that's what he's talking about, like a, because the hawk, they just always fly. They like to fly. That's what he's talking about, like, so he referring to the himself, like with the hawk, the bird, like Sidhu Moose Wala Hosha, like I'm like something different you don't understand. Then he gave the example like the hawk, they fly so high. He's like that. He's not gonna be get caged. Maybe he's talking about his mentality, the way you think I'm not like that. You can't like buy me. You can't, put me into the cage or something to the my thinking. It's like a hog. It's just go so high. All right. So that's what he's talking about in these lines.
ਸਿਰੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਫਣੀ ਜੱਟ ਦੇ ਪਰ ਪੈਰੀ ਵਾਲੇ ਬੈਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੌਂਦ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ
All right. So in next line he says ਸਿਰ ਉੱਤੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਕਫਨ ਜੱਟ ਦੇ ਵੈਰੀ ਆਲੇ ਬੈਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੌਂਦ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ. All right. So sir means a head, utte means on or above, hunda a kafan jate. So kafan basically a piece of cloth. When somebody died, when somebody died, so we put a piece of cloth on him to cover him, even you bury them or you just do the cremation or you burn the dead body. So we put the piece of cloth. That piece of cloth is called kafan. All right. So he was talking about like on his head is a kafan. All right. And then he said, Burberry are a bag which around on it. So Burberry, I think is a brand of the bag. Ale, which is like a Sidhu Moose Wala. Actually, the word is Wala, but we use Ala in Malwa. All right. So Burberry Ala bag. So it means the bag of Burberry. When we say Sidhu Moose Wala, it means the Sidhu of who lives in Musa or who belongs to Musa. All right. So anyway, he said Burberry wale bag vich round hunde ne. So round means a bullets, a, you know. So in Punjabi we call round. In English a bullet, the bullet of the gun. So that's what he's talking about. So when he says sir utte hunda kafan, so it means he always in the dangers, like a death is always on his head, like that's what he's talking about, because the kafan, that piece of clothes we put on the dead body, he is always on him. All right. And he said like he has the bullets in his bag. All right.
ਸਿਰ ਉੱਤੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਫਣ ਜੱਟ ਦਾ ਬਰਬਰੀ ਵਾਲਾ ਬੈਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੌਂਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹਾਏ ਹਾਏ
Yeah, same lines he repeated. I think these are his hook lines.
ਹੋ ਦਿਲ ਛਾਤੀ ਚ ਦਲੇਰ ਲਲਕਾਰੇ ਮਾਰਦਾ ਸੀਲੀ ਸੀਟਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਮਸਾ ਕੱਜਦਾ
All right. So after that he said, ਦਿਲ ਛਾਤੀ ਚ ਦਲੇਰ ਲਲਕਾਰੇ ਮਾਰਦਾ ਸੀਲੀ ਸੀਟਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਮਸਾਂ ਕੱਜਦਾ. Okay. So Dil means a heart, Shati means a chest, all right? Daler means somebody is brave, all right? And Lalkara. So Lalkara word, I think I explained in other songs probably. So Lalkara basically when you're like a fight with somebody and you are shouting out like a come on, fight with me. I'm here, whatever, shouting. You just ready to fight. That's called Lalkara, all right? So sometimes people do lalakara to just they want to fight. Sometimes it could be some people could be egoist, when they fight they're gonna think they're gonna destroy it, then they got beaten, whatever. It could be a positive way, it could be a negative way. But here he's talking about like his heart, is his heart inside of his chest, like a lalakara mother, like his heart is shout out inside in his chest, like his heart is brave. That's what he's talking about. Then he said Dil shati ch daler, like his heart is brave in his chest, under the chest, and he is ready to fight. That's what he is saying in these lines. All right. And the next line he said Silly Sita Nar Jinu Masa Kajda. I don't know what he's talking about. Silly Sita. I don't know. He's talking about vest or something. People put a vest on their chest to protect from the bullets. I don't know. Maybe he's talking about that. I don't know what is Silly Sita. Jinu Masa Kajda. So Masa means hardly. Here it's hardly. Kajna means a cover. So he's talking about some kind of cover, maybe a vest, like which is hardly covered, like his heart, his chest is big, maybe it's hardly covered by the vest. I think that's what he's talking about. So I'm a little confused here. Maybe that's what so basically kajna means a cover. So in Punjabi we also say takana. Takana means when we say cover something, we say takde. Maybe some people also say kajde. All right, that's what he's saying here.
ਘਰ ਚਿੱਲਾ ਕੱਢੀ ਉਸ ਮਾਣ ਮੱਤੀ ਦਾ ਹ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਪੋਤਾ ਵੱਜਦਾ
Okay, so in next line he said okay, actually I forgot. I need to listen it again.
ਉਸ ਮਾਣ ਮੱਤੀ ਦਾ ਹ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਪੋਤਾ ਵੱਜਦਾ
Then he said ਗਲ ਚ locked ਉਸ ਮਾਣ ਮੱਤੀ ਦਾ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਚ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਪੋਤਾ ਵੱਜਦਾ. All right, so ਗਲ ਚ locket. So the locked in English word, the necklace. Gal means that your neck or throat. So basically like he put the necklace, os manmatti da, os manmatti. So man means the proud. All right, manmatti jeda duniya ch pota vajda. So pota means a grandson, and he was talking about, I have a necklace of that proud woman who is my grandmother, like, or who am I the grandson of, so basically he's talking about, I have a necklace or I have a locket on my neck of my grandmother, my proud grandmother. That's what he's talking about in these lines. All right.
ਤੇ ਮੱਥੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਰਾਉਂਡ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ
Alright, so next lines he said ਮਰਦ ਦੇ ਮੱਥੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਮੌਤ ਖੁਣੀ ਆ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਡਾਲਰ ਤੇ ਪੌਂਡ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ alright so ਮਰਦ means a man alright matha means a forehead alright utte I already explained many times it means on maut means a death khuni alright khuniya okay so it means like a written but like a writing or written we say like a likhya it was like a written is a likhya but likhya is different when you write something with ink that's a likhya when you write something on the metal let's say it's a metal you know we see like a trophies there's a writing it's not written by ink it's written by just a metal you know so that kind of we say khuniya all right so it means he talking about like the death is written on his forehead that's what he was saying on in this line and then he said after that ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਡਾਲਰ ਤੇ ਪਾਉਂਡ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ like most of the people's life their dollars or pound you know but my life what's in my life is death all right that's what he's talking about so in my life is death even other people have like money whatever you know because he is always in the dangers he is a dangerous guy that's how he is expressing himself in these lines
ਸਿਰੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਫਣੀ ਜੱਟ ਦੇ ਪਰ ਬੈਰੀ ਵਾਲੇ ਬੈਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਾਉਂਡ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਸਿਰੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਫਣੀ ਜੱਟ ਦੇ
all right so he is explaining again his hook line he is like you know the death on his head you know then what he's saying yeah then he is saying like there's the bullets in his bag you know his hook lines he is explaining again
ਆਓ ਖੱਬੇ ਹੱਥ ਤੇ ਡੋਰ ਰੋਲੀ ਮਿੱਠੀਏ ਸੱਜੀ ਬਾਹ ਤੇ ਟੈਟੂ ਹੱਥੀ ਪਾਇਆ ਕੜਾ ਸੋਹਣੀਏ
all right so he said Khabbe hath Don Rolly Mittia. What is that Don Rolly? I think he is talking about probably tattoo or something. I don't know. There's something on his hand, you know. Then he's Sajji Baate tattoo Hathi Paya Kada Soni. Okay, so in his right hand, he's talking about in his right hand tattoo. You mentioned tattoo. Hathi Paya Kada Soni. So kada means you know like a bracelets mostly Sikh people wear. So that's what he talking about. Like he had on his right hand, so there is a tattoo and the kada. You know what he's talking about on his left hand. Down rolly mitie. What is the down rolly? If anybody know, let me know in the comments. I don't know what he's talking about in his first line. What is in his left hand? I don't know. All right. Okay, let's listen more what he's saying.
ਟੱਪ ਨਾਲ ਬੰਨਿਆ ਏ ਕਾਲੀ ਜੱਟ ਦੇ ਖਾਜੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਖੜਾ ਖੜਾ ਸੁਣੀਏ
Then he said ਡੱਬ ਨਾਲ ਬੰਨਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਾਲ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਜਾਂ ਡੱਬ ਨਾਲ ਬੰਨਿਆ ਕਾਲ ਜੱਟ ਦੇ I think he said ਜੱਟ ਨੇ then say ਜਿਹੜਾ ਖਾਜੇ ਬੰਦਾ ਖੜਾ ਖੜਾ ਸੋਹਣੀ right so ਡੱਬ basically the underneath of your like your waist when people mostly you see the policeman people they put the pistol or the gun there that's called like a dub right then he said dub not bannya means like a tied up all right kaal jat ne kaal basically means kind of like a death so he's referring to his gun like he tied up you know the death on his waist it means the gun because gun could kill anybody you know that's what he's saying and then he said after that khaje jeda banda khada khada soni khaje so jeda banda so banda means a man or people so khana means eaten all right but he's not talking about eating here it means khada khada like he was talking he has a death in his waist which can eat up people just standing people so it means like it could kill anybody like somebody is standing if it's got shooting any can die so this is the style of writing khaje banda khada khada soni yeah it's a very dangerous thing who I have with my waist it could just like blow up somebody that's what he's saying
ਲੋਕਾਂ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਰਾਉਂਡ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ
And again, he's talking about his gun, like he was saying, ਲੋਕਾਂ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਉਡਾਰੀਆਂ, alright? So, ਲੋਕਾਂ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ means in front of people. ਸਾਹਮਣੇ means in front of, alright? ਲੋਕ means the people. ਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਡਾਰੀਆਂ. ਉਡਾਰੀ means like when they fly, when they take off, fly means when birds, they fly, alright? When they fly, but ਇਹਦੇ ਮੂਰੇ, ਇਹਦੇ means that this, ਇਹਦੇ ਮੂਰੇ underground ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ, right? They are underground in front of my gun, right? Those people who fly in front of others, but in front of me or in front of my gun, they are underground, because they know they're gonna get killed. That's what he's saying.
ਸਿਰੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਫਣੀ ਜੱਟ ਦੇ ਪਰ ਬੈਰੀ ਵਾਲਾ ਬੈਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੌਂਦ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਸਿਰੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਫਣੀ ਜੱਟ ਦੇ ਪਰ ਬੈਰੀ ਵਾਲਾ ਬੈਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੌਂਦ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ
Yeah, again, his hook lines he is singing, we already explained these hook lines, all right?
I didn't fight the game. The game found me, man. It's not for everybody.
ਆਓ ਪਿੰਡੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਪਾਣੇ ਇੰਜ ਕਾਲੇ ਰੰਗ ਦੇ ਜੋ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਆ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਮਕਾਨ ਸੋਹਣੀਏ
All right, so he is talking about ਪਿੰਡੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਬਾਣੇ ਇੰਜ ਨੇ ਕਾਲੇ ਰੰਗ ਦੇ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਆ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਮਕਾਨ ਸੋਹਣੀਏ, all right? So ਪਿੰਡਾ means your body, all right? So there's another word, sਰੀਰ, all right? People say sਰੀਰ means your body. Pinda is also a really good word, so it means also your body, or your skin, the upper layer of your body, all right? So pinda, yeah. Then he said pinde utte bane. So bane means costumes, all right? Costumes or clothes. So inj ne kale rang de, like his costume, his clothes are black color, all right? Then he said ਜੋ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਹੈ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਮਕਾਨ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ means a life, somebody's life. And makan, so makan basically, okay, I have to explain this word a little bit. So when somebody died, all right, let's say somebody died, when other people, maybe his relatives, go to his funeral, all right, his funeral. So we say, oh, makan gaya. Like when you go to somebody's funeral, that you say makan gaya. So basically, a lot of people in a lot of cultures, people wear at that time a black clothes, all right? So he was talking about he wear the black costume, the black clothes, like his life is a makan of somebody. Like his life is always at the funeral or something like that, like that's what he's explaining.
ਪੈਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਪੀਅਰ ਨਾਈਕੀ 에ਅਰ ਫੋਰਸ ਤੇ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਥੱਲੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਜਹਾਨ ਸੋਹਣੀਏ
Then he's talking about ਪੈਰਾਂ 'ਚ Nike Air Force. He's talking about like he's wearing Nike Air Force shoes. ਜਿੰਨਾ ਥੱਲੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਜਹਾਨ ਸੋਹਣੀ. ਜਿੰਨਾ ਥੱਲੇ means where ਜਹਾਨ means a world, like ਜਿੰਨਾ ਥੱਲੇ means where the every world is under these, so basically his means like he's wearing Nike Air Force and he's on top of everybody, like everybody is under his feet. That's what he's saying.
ਫੈਸ਼ਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਡਰਿਆ ਟ੍ਰੈਂਡਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਲੋਕ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚੱਕਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ
He said something, ਜਾਵੇ ਟ੍ਰੈਂਡਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਫੈਸ਼ਨਾਂ ਤੱਕ, something like that. I need to listen again, one sec.
ਫੈਸ਼ਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਡਰਿਆ ਟ੍ਰੈਂਡਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਲੋਕ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚੱਕਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ
He said ਜਾਵੇ ਫੈਸ਼ਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਟ੍ਰੈਂਡਾਂ, ਜਾਂ he said ਜਾਂਦੇ ਫੈਸ਼ਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਡਰ ਟ੍ਰੈਂਡਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ, something like that, like goes from fashion to trends or something. I couldn't get this line, all right? Let me know the meaning of this line, all right? And then he said ਤਾਂਿਓ ਤਾਂ ਦੇਖ ਲੋਕ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚੱਕਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ, right? ਤਾਂਿਓ ਤਾਂ mean that's why. This word ਤਾਂਿਓ ਤਾਂ mean that's why, all right? ਲੋਕ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ means when they see us, Chakachand, they got shocked. This word chakachand means a shock. All right. So he's talking about, from fashion to the trends when people see us. Yeah, I think this is how hustling meaning probably. Fashion to the trend when people see us, they just get shocked. All right. They get shocked when they see us. I think that's what he's saying. All right.
ਸਿਰ ਉੱਤੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਫਣੀ ਜੱਟ ਦੇ ਪਰ ਬੈਰੀ ਵਾਲੇ ਬੈਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੌਂਦ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ
All right, his hook lines again. Death is on his head, and he has a bullet in his bags. All right, we already explained.
ਸਿਰ ਉੱਤੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਫਣੀ ਜੱਟ ਦੇ ਪਰ ਬੈਰੀ ਵਾਲੇ ਬੈਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੌਂਦ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਸਿਰ ਉੱਤੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਫਣੀ ਜੱਟ ਦੇ ਪਰ ਬੈਰੀ ਵਾਲੇ ਬੈਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੌਂਦ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ
All right, guys, that's it. It's the end of the song. All right, I think you'll learn a lot of colloquial or street talk vocabulary. The word like a coffin. This is the piece of clothes people put on when somebody's died. All right. There's also other words like a pota. It means like grandson. We also learned other like a chakachand when somebody gets shocked. All right. So these words are really good, man, in your speaking or in just to build your vocabulary. All right. And yeah, if you want to learn colloquial Punjabi, all right, and you want to understand Punjabi people, the way they talk, or maybe you want to sound more natural, and if you want to take classes from me, you can take one-on-one classes from me. How to approach me, all the links are in the description. You can approach me through my email, through my Telegram. You can also check out my Patreon if you want to support me, or you want to take private classes on me. You can also get it done by Patreon, everything. If you have any question, you can direct message me. All right, my Instagram is there, my email, and again, Telegram is there. Anyway, at the end, I hope you learned something today and enjoy it. I'll be back with another lesson in another day.